Hello, Ace Trainer Cody here, and it's hard to believe that the Nintendo Switch has been out for almost a year now. Seeing as how this is the first year the new console has been out, Nintendo needed some heavy hitters to avoid a repeat of the Wii U. Even though I stand by my Wii U and insist that it has some of my favorite games of the past few years, I will admit that the great games came too late in the console's life to make much of a difference. Luckily, the Switch has not had the same issue, and today I will be going through some of my favorite titles on the Nintendo Switch so far. Keep in mind that this is my personal top 10, and as such, you may not agree with some of my choices. Also keep in mind that there are some games that I have not yet gotten a chance to play, such as Fire Emblem Warriors or Skyrim. Anyways, let's get on with the countdown. Let's start with one of Nintendo's newest IPs. ARMS is a terrific addition to the Nintendo library. Many people look at it and say it's nothing more than a motion control gimmick shoved into a fighting game, and sure, I'll admit that this fighting game does have motion controls in it. The Joy-Cons manage to pick up the movements pretty well though, and the actual controlling of your fighter seems great for the most part. If you're still not convinced though, the game also comes with a way to play without the motion controls, so it's not as if you need to adjust to them in order to enjoy the game. What really draws me to this game is the simple idea that somehow turns into a complex strategy game. You can unlock and earn new arms with different elemental effects and weights for each character, which will impact the fight. You also have the special ability that is unique to each fighter. The fact that each character is so unique adds another layer to the game, since no fighters are simply copied and pasted with a different color scheme. If one-on-one combat isn't your thing, there are also other game modes to try out, such as volleyball, a slam dunk contest, or even a doubles match where you are tethered to your partner. The free updates that have been rolled out also help keep the game fresh with new fighters and features. As a Nintendo fan, most of my attention over the past few years has been on their systems, whether they be the Wii, the Wii U, or DS family. As a result of this, there are many great games that I had not yet played until they were ported over to the Wii U or Switch library. One such game is The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth. This game is so addictive simply because of the fact that it is all random, so no two playthroughs will be exactly the same. A power-up you receive on the first floor this time may not appear at all the next time you play through. This adds an element of surprise every time, and the game forces you to adapt to what appears around you. It also helps that the dark comedy mixed throughout the game keeps you not only disturbed, but also laughing while the game craps in your face. Oh yeah, did I mention that this game is hard? Because it is. As you make your way through the dungeons on each floor, you will fight a boss until you reach the bottom level in which you have to face Mother. That's only the beginning. This game adds challenge modes as well as new characters to unlock to change up some of the stats you start with while playing. I can easily lose hours to this game just because I want to make it a little further after I die on an attempt. Yo, this is Ace Trainer Cody. Check out my crib. We got a garden. We got animals. We got a purple portal. Lava wall. We got this thing. You like mines? How about chests of treasure? We even got a lake house. See ya. I mean, honestly, it's Minecraft that you can play wherever you want. Simple as that. Splatoon was one of my favorite games on the Wii U, but I did have a few complaints about it. Most of these complaints were completely fixed in Splatoon 2. You can use a Pro Controller to play, the single-player game has been expanded, and more overall content has been added to make the game more expansive at launch. Salmon Run is one of the best additions to the game. However, I would like to simply have it active at all times. I don't really understand why the game mode is locked until certain dates and times. It doesn't make sense to me, but at least the option is there on occasion. The online multiplayer has new maps and weapons, but other than that, the online is pretty much the same as the original game, with stages being cycled every couple hours to keep things fresh. The single player is much bigger and better than the first game. You can complete every stage with every weapon, the bosses are more interesting, and even some of the levels have more complexity than I was expecting. I still wish that the game had an option to play local multiplayer on one system, but for now, I suppose I can live with the regular updates and Splatfests. Kamehameha! Man, this game is so freaking fun. You can make your very own DBZ character, don't stop at one. Man, this game is so freaking cool. And you can play it with your friends, locally or online. You can fight or do some quests to unlock cool new stuff, maybe moves like Kamehameha. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is a game I never got to play when it was released originally, but now that it's on the Switch, I've played it a lot. Being able to create my own character and train them from the ground up in the Dragon Ball universe is absolutely incredible. Customizing with different costumes and techniques makes role-playing much more fun and immersive. The story isn't too impressive, but that's not the real draw here. The main reason to play this game is to have characters from the show train you so you can become stronger than a god of destruction. What keeps you entertained after the story is the parallel quest, which you can play alone or with friends, and these quests get you extra techniques and costumes. They really make you keep on going, power pumping up. You know what game I heard scary rumors about earlier in the year? Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. You know what game had no right to be as good as it actually is? Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. You take Mario, you take Rabbids, you take XCOM, and you smash them all together. Somehow, this creates an amazingly complex and interesting strategy game. As you progress through the game, you unlock new heroes and new unique missions which test you and your team. There are also skill trees that you need to utilize in order to unlock the true potential of your characters, and weapons you can buy to increase their damage and additional effects. The co-op mode that came with the game on release allows you and a friend to control 2 characters each as you make your way through new maps. But the biggest thing that pushed this game into the number 5 spot ahead of Xenoverse is the recent addition of Versus mode. This is a completely free DLC that allows you to go head-to-head with a friend in a game of Mario/Rabbids gun chess. There is also talk of a new campaign and playable character coming in the near future for those who purchase the DLC pack for this game, so you'll also have something to look forward to once you get through the core game. Well, I can tell you that my 4th favorite Switch game of the year is Super Mario Odyssey. Everything about this game was enjoyable to me. I love the visuals, I love the kingdoms, I love the outfits, I love the moons, I love the boss fights, I love the capture mechanic, I love the controls, and yes, I even love the motion controls. This is probably the only game where I actually prefer using motion controls because I feel like it just gives you more control over Cappy. This game is 3D Mario platforming greatness. There were a lot of people who complained about the fact that there are no lives and you just lose coins instead, but this was not a problem for me. And I don't think it really is a problem for the complainers either. I think they just like to complain about something, and that was what they latched onto. I'll maybe go into that in another video. Anyways, this game is a must-have for any Switch owner, and I hope to hear something soon about possibly new kingdoms being added as some DLC, maybe Nintendo. You're supposedly gonna have a direct at some point, so maybe this? So with Mario taking number 4, that means that there are 3 extremely good games at the top of this list. Stardew Valley comes in at number 3. This is a game that I have put tons of time into. At its core, the game is a simple concept. You're a new farmer in town. Do what you want. You can farm, you can fish, you can mine, you can keep animals, you can build a family, or you can do it all. The game is really only limited to how well you manage your time. I really love how every character in town has a distinct personality, and it shows in the conversations you have with them, the cutscenes you unlock with them, and the gifts you give to them. Every aspect of this game is friendly to beginners who don't know the in-depth mechanics, but complex to the point where anyone can see improvement in their gameplay and understanding of the game. The biggest reason this game beat out Odyssey is because of the fact that the game is, as far as I can tell, open-ended. You can go on for as long as you like. You can customize your farm as much as you like, and you can live as a farmer however you want to. There is also talk of multiplayer coming to the Switch version early next year, or rather this year. This video was supposed to come out in December, so sorry about that. But this multiplayer will only add to the value of this amazing game. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games of all time. Honestly, the game is just incredible. It was the first game on the console, and all year I've been waiting for something to top it. The open world, the outfits, the fact that you can go directly to the final boss with a stick as your weapon, the cooking, the combat, the visual style, the shrines, the music. Everything about this game is absolutely incredible. Please don't hate me for putting it at number 2. If there is one thing I can say was underwhelming in Breath of the Wild, it was the character development. While Zelda was done incredibly well, the open world and non-linear game made the journey feel a bit off in its pacing. Well, in December, we got one more heavy hitter for the Switch in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This game has large open worlds. This game has a great variety of side quests. This game has amazing music. You know what else this game has? Absolutely amazing character development. I usually don't find myself getting invested in the long cutscenes in video games, but the development of the story and the characters had me on the edge of my seat throughout this campaign. The combat is a bit jarring at first, but once you get used to how it works, the game makes it very rewarding. Ultimately, the reason this game made me rewrite this script at the last minute was because of the fact that it actually made me cry in its final moments. Even characters I disliked from the moment I set eyes on them ended up becoming characters with full arcs that I connected to on some level. That is a truly unique thing for me to experience in a video game. In the end, I feel like the game's themes and story found me at the right place and the right time. Well, there you have it. My top... Hold on, sorry, my phone. Hello? What do you mean I left something off? What possibly came out after Xenoblade? That was a December release! Oh my god, you're right! The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild got its fitting conclusion in character development in its DLC. On top of getting additional items, Master Mode, quests, and the Trial of the Sword, we also got the Champions Ballad, which offers more character development for the champions, Zelda, and Link. It also gives one of the most satisfying conclusions that I could have even imagined once you complete it. This game is a work of art, and it's the game of the year for a very good reason. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think of my list? Do you agree? What were your favorite games of the year? Sound off in the comments below. If you're interested in seeing more content for any of these games or any other games not mentioned, let me know. Until next time, this has been Ace Trainer Cody.